Puerto Rico got its third governor in less than a week when Wanda Vazquez was sworn in on Wednesday night at the Supreme Court in San Juan. This came just hours after the court ruled that the Pedro Pierluisi's assumption of the office less than a week ago was unconstitutional and ordered him to leave. Vazquez initially said she was not interested in the job after being targeted by protesters for alleged corruption and for being too close to disgraced Governor Ricardo Rosselló. In a statement after becoming governor, she said, quote, "I will continue to focus on putting Puerto Rico back on track in an orderly and peaceful way." Joining me now with the latest from Old San Juan in Puerto Rico is correspondent Noeline Kawaja. Noeline, 3 governors in less than a week and maybe even still counting. What's the latest political development you're hearing there?
Well, the latest political development, it actually came late last night around 10:15 p.m. here in San Juan when Wanda Vazquez gave a speech to the island in which she said that she has no plans of stepping aside or leaving the governorship. And that is coming as a surprise because just a few weeks ago, when it was possibly anticipated that she would become the next governor, she said she had no interest in the governorship. And I do also want to make a note that Wanda Vazquez today actually went on a local media blitz, finally giving interviews to the local press here, in which she reinstated the fact that she has no plans of leaving the post, and that she would not run for elections next year in 2020. She says that it's her constitutional duty, essentially, to be the governor, and she wants to see out the full term of Rosselló being the former governor here in Puerto Rico. So she is part of the ruling PNP party. But however, there has been backlash against her in the legislature here in Puerto Rico, even today. The president of the Senate, Tomás Rivera Chats, coming out again forcefully against her and saying that Wanda Vazquez wasn't elected by the people. And that's in fact correct because she was appointed because of the Puerto Rican Constitution. She was the next in line after Pierluisi left. The president of the Senate and actually the president of the House both met today with a woman named Jennifer Gonzalez. And that name is important because she's the Puerto Rican representative to the U.S. And this is a woman that the PNP ruling party here wants to actually put in place of Wanda Vazquez. But Vazquez today in that same local media interview saying that she has spoken to Jennifer Gonzalez and she knows that Jennifer Gonzalez is available to be the Secretary of State, but Vazquez has no plans of stepping aside so that Gonzalez could become the next governor here in Puerto Rico. As you'll recall, the Secretary of State is the next in line if, in fact, the governor of Puerto Rico quits.
Noeline, getting the governor issue settled is just the first hurdle here, and it sounds like no option is really a popular choice. There are plenty of challenges that Puerto Ricans expect the new governor to address. Are the street protests still ongoing?
There were at least a couple dozen people here last night, and right now things are a little quiet right behind me outside of the governor's mansion. But I do want to make a point that social media is buzzing, and people are saying that they are going to come out into the streets tomorrow evening outside the Fortaleza. But protesters here very much against Wanda Vazquez, somebody they see as being a corrupt entity of the Rosselló administration. And I do also want to make a note that protesters here want to go beyond kind of this political back and forth and this constitutional crisis of who's going to be the next governor. For them, what's most important is the education system. It's the healthcare system, which has been worsening. Puerto Rico has been reeling from an economic crisis for the last 13 years. So for people here, they want to actually audit Puerto Rico's debt. So I think this goes well beyond the scope of just this constitutional crisis of who's going to be sitting behind me right here in that mansion.
Noeline Kawaja, thank you for this report.